Welcome back, my most ethical light and love crew, which should involve my cream crew, and angels of light and love to my divine panel. Please divinely intervene as needed for the highest good. Thanks so much. All right, so I was starting to feel sleepy, and I was like, oh, this is strange. It's like midnight, and I'm starting to feel actually sleepy. And I was like, I'm a little parched. So I picked up the nearest cup, and lo and behold, after the fact, I realized, oh, I shouldn't have done that. It was coffee. And so now I'm perked up again. But now I know what to do and what not to do. And I got a few responsibilities out of the way and done. I didn't mean to tap that with my left index finger, but it was on my right side. It was the 9 of Wands, and then it turned up inverted on the floor, like on a picture of my kids while they're young. And that's kind of, I think this is that Jupiter, Apollo, right finger? Or not right finger, but the pointer finger, excuse me. I think so. So I think this is about setting an example. On the left side, the recipient side, I was like, wow, because they got the Emperor. That's amazing. That's truly bossing up. This is more than just CEO status. Because I guess nowadays you can be basically a CEO of anything. You can, being a CEO doesn't necessarily depict, and I hope nobody gets triggered by this. It's just, CEO carries a lot of weight, the title itself. But I remember in the days of like LinkedIn when it first began, where people could automatically, if they start a business, they can call themselves the owner or something. And so it doesn't quite depict levels behind that, So what do we want to say here? Well, this is more than bossing it up. This is beyond the title. If it's on the recipient side, that means that you are Tina. You're entrusted to basically set the example. Not just show up, but set the example for the, not just your own, children, but, the next generation. And it's very personal in that experience. So that's what we're looking at here. And so the question here to answer is, what's up for me on my Manifestation Monday? And so there's just like the continuing features of showing up and getting these things done. And so we've had varying piles around the house for quite some time now, and they've shifted here and there. I think when I was going through some things, those piles shifted from here to there to whatever. And I think you see a lot of this on the skits, like the reels of like ADHD and all of that, and how it's another linked to another acronym of PTSD and all of that. So without having to diagnose those features, because that's not the point of this, it's more like, okay, there's something different about the piles now. There's reducing, there's an essence of letting go. It's not just shifting the energies under the same roof. And it's also the element of the practice of saying goodbye. These things that were long overdue. And so I'm happy. Like the back seat of my car is filled, and there's still more to add to it. But there's, it's just phasing out. And sometimes like I'll just stuff my car with whatever I have so far, just so that if I'm around town, like if I need to have like that, what do you call it? Immediate gratification of letting go of something that's or like release in its most proper sense, that's what I will do. Housekeeping. But so like sometimes you grow accustomed to certain piles, and so that's what's happened for me for I think the past month or two. We were making a lot of progress up until this one state, and it's like I'll get to it, and then you get comfortable with this like I'll get to it feature in life, and so we took care of that today, and it's still in motion, but it's like okay, picking it, like continuing on, and so that's where we're at. Okay, I have to remember like all of the I don't really want to call them injustices now, because there's a certain level of awareness that I've attained, and so you grow past these certain situations in life. But face value, what they propose, like when I encountered lazy bosses or comfortable bosses, like I have to remember that like that's not what I want to integrate into my new life or life itself. And so let's just not get comfortable. Let's go ahead and pick up from these things like life. My life is important. My family life is important. So don't let certain things just sit. So that's where we're at here. Okay. So Manifestation Mondays. What's up for me? There's that. And this is good, because that means that I'm surrounded by very prominent boss energy. Yeah, that's the highest level. That's the Emperor. Bottom of the deck, what does it show me? 10 of Cups in reverse, pending, like, that's inner happiness, though. And I think in getting all of these things done, there has to be a driving force. And 10 of Cups right behind it, it's like all go, you know? And while also taking your breaks. Even behind that, like, one down, still got the 9 of Cups. This is being self-dependent, looking at the context from 10 down to the 9. Yeah. Okay, so I know 9 of Cups in reverse is kind of like codependent energy, but it's like, who else am I going to be codependent on? If this is all signs pointing to self, and so it's codependence on self, you know, your higher self. Like, what's the game plan, Tina? What's the game plan, higher Tina? So we do that. Okay, top of the deck, no secret to the saucies, Ace of Cups. In reverse, the Trophy Cup. It's already here. So you don't rest on your laurels, but they're just like, it's nice to look at. You know, when these content creators on this particular forum, they have their plaque in the background with the little like play button thing, silver plaque, platinum, whatever, gold plaque, whatever in the background. And I don't know if it's like haterade that I've been drinking or whatever, but I look at it and I'm like, is that thing even real? You know, like not questioning the content creators. I'm just, it's like, does this existence of this external thing, is it a real thing? Like, what have you got to do? Who do you got to be in order to be deemed as someone worthy? You know what I mean? I don't understand it. I don't get it. Well, it's not that I don't get it. Like, I'm not comprehending what's the secret to the sauce. Because if it's some formula, like, okay, let it just. I'm not into those formulas. I'm into the wild cards, and so I don't know. Maybe my time has just not come up, or maybe my I don't think it's that I'm not doing enough. I don't think it's that I'm not likable. Oh, but let me tell you. Okay, I've got to mention it because it's something. I noticed that I stopped getting the numerical support on here when I mentioned something about Trump's, shot in the ear, and it was the truth. Like, when I say these things, I know I'm taking a risk. I know that there's a possible point where I'm putting something in jeopardy, including like the numbers game. And it's not like, when I say these things, it's not like, hey, I don't give a rat's ass. It's more like, no, this is something it's non-biased. What I'm told to say is actual and is truth. And I know it's taboo because in part of my feed they said, well, she talked about politics or whatever, and that's where she lost us. And it's like, I'm not trying to be political here. It's an observation. You could plaster another name over it, but that's exactly what I saw, and I'm calling out exactly for what that is. I know for a fact that's what that was. And without looking at anybody else's feed, without looking at without having any other validation points except my own experiences and the downloads that I get, for reals. So if somebody's gonna say like, oh, she went there, like, okay, if we're gonna go back like way back to ancient times and say like, okay, don't talk religion, don't talk politics, don't talk about this or that, whatever, it's like, if we were holding to that measure, I would not be as underground popular as I am. You know what I mean? Like, there's a reason why my content is that good. It's kept under wraps, and I know I'm protected. And I don't just because I talked about that one thing that disturbed other people, it's like I wasn't taking a stance. I was just calling something out for what it is. And I don't think I should. I don't think if I have to take a penalty on the numbers game, then that's not really my problem. That's somebody else's problem. That's somebody else's projection of what triggered them. Because that's not what I'm trying to do here. So I just wanted to convey that. It's something that I absolutely noticed. It's like, wow. If you really have a problem with that, you'll have a problem with everything else. So you might as well just go on your merry way. Yeah, because you're not gonna get my content anywhere else. So there's that. People just have to do their shadow work. I can't take it personal, but it's something that I observed. So what what do you want to say about it, my divine panel? Okay, that's a few cards. The Chariot in reverse. 5 of Wands reverse, and the Hangman in reverse. This is definitely saying it. So they stopped following, or they just they stopped following. Okay, it's not that they're not going to follow any further, but it's not exactly saying that, but I can say factually they stopped following. Like there's like a no. And how I know is 5 of Wands. That's conflict. And this is the awareness card, being that the Hangman is now in reversal. So there's enlightenment on how I am relative to the world, and some people are like not down with that. Regardless of what the explanation is, some people just don't care about that. It's like the fact that you went there is, I guess, evil enough is what I'm hearing. And it's I'm not here to convince anyone. If that's the way they take it, that's the way they take it. So you just let things be, Tina. Yeah. Yeah. No, that's just it. That's just nature. All right, so anything else for my Manifestation Mondays? What's up for me on my Manifestation Monday? Oh, is there anything else that you want to say with regards to that, my divine panel? Six of Cups. Oh, I still got Can energy recipient on my left side. And it's not even under my thumb, it's over my thumb. So I don't have to pin anybody down in order to say, be my friend. Be my friend. Who's the master? No, I don't have to. It just lands right on my thumb, like a balancing act. Yeah. So that's wonderful. You know what I mean? It's not the cliche like you win some, you lose some. That's a ratio. No, this is a matter of principle, and when you lay down the law on your principles, Tina, and you stand for that. And it's not like, oh, I hate those people, I don't like those people, like what's wrong with those people. It's nothing like that. It's I'm not bringing the conflict out. There's an awareness of a certain conflict, but I'm not going to add to that table. And because of those principles set in, already like in live role play, I get even better on top of that. So it's not like you win some, you lose some. This is a more elevated platform of people have, crossed your path rather than cross the line. Some people think that I cross the line, but we're just going in different directions. There's different tangents. And so it's I don't know, they become people in passing. And I don't know. That's what they wanted me to say. That's where they wanted me to leave it. It's much more elevated in its platform. All right. What's up for me on my Manifestation Monday? I didn't really want to get all dressed up for this. In fact, this is one of my son's old shirts. I don't know. I thought I liked it. And so even though it's not really dress up, whatever, it's kind of nostalgic and it still serves its purpose. So I'm good with that. Okay. What fell right beneath me? King of Cups in reverse. Can you tell me a little bit more about that King of Cups in reverse? Because I've seen that before, but you just tell me a little bit more about that. Yeah. My divine panel. Care to elaborate on the King of Cups in reverse? Ooh. First it was the Queen of Swords in reverse and then accentuated. These are old bosses. But the energy that is absolutely more than double its size and double its importance, but much more prominent and potent is my ultimate knowing. This is basically, in the divine feminine sense, the Emperor standing for the truth. This is me like on stage after training with Archangel Michael, for sure. So he's like, dance, Sugarplum, dance. and then so this is the undercurrent. I mean, it was right underneath my legs, on this like footstool thing. So it's knowing the undercurrents, like the shifting movements, but like you're so much larger now, Tina, that you're not swaying, you're not at the whims of the undercurrents. You're now this like supersized version, like standing on the beach, and you are shifting, but you're not like in this turbulent mode where you're getting caught, swept up with the waves. You're so much more substantial than that. So you can catch the drift, like understand the undercurrents while being in it, in those intuitive bodies. But you're so much more above things, so there's a lot more perspective. Yeah, there's no like getting lost in the shuffle with that. So Tina, what do you want to? What is this? The so Manifestation Monday. What's up for me? So I'm growing up. That's what they're saying. If you're reading between the lines and just summarizing, you're growing up, Tina. Okay, that's good. All right. Six of Swords, and then the King of Pentacles. Again, another boss energy. It's localized boss energy, your day-to-day boss energy. So instead of like the higher level view, like the Emperor, this would be a subset of that. And again, Six of Swords, it's finding the calm. So on Saturday I went to the beach. About an hour I walked through the water, on sand through the water. So it was sometimes you have to watch where you're going because there's dips in the on shore. So but regardless, without that, which it wasn't like that on Saturday, there's different tides per like station to station. Between certain stations, there's more of a push and pull energy. So that's pretty standard. So it's looking at those subtleties with the physical surroundings, so that and these are just like pop quiz reminders, the experiential visitation rights of what the divine has set for you, because there's still those energetics in play, even without the physical representation of it. So these are just reminders, because when I'm not around those specific push and pull energies, like physically speaking, because they're cut off from my energies now, as I am to them. Like, no, the door is locked. They're basically banished. So, what were you gonna say about that? Oh, so these are reminders of what it was like with the intangibles, with what is not physically seen, but was still happening. So you know the norms of the push and pull energetics, and who's more like a bully, or who, how do I say it? Instead of saying like using implications that I am a victim, I'm going to displace that energy and be a lot more be kinder with myself, and say that you can tell which energies have more self-loathing than others, because of the projections. So these are just reminders, Tina, of just recaps, so you don't have to be around that energy. You can play with the kinetic sand. You can do these, have these other, like, create these fonder memories of what it's like in being out in the field. And so this is like the engagement of the inner child, and that's why it's so much better to go out and entertain that value. So this is good. This is good, because like there's a little bit of stress, like I feel like more weight is added on my shoulders. Like I've got to get this and this and this and that and blah, 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 blah done. Like I've become some ballerina instructor. And there's no bending the rules. There's no exceptions. So I kind of feel like that a little bit, like in the back, like, whoa, nosebleed seats. There's Dina over there pulling a Karen. And so just because it's Monday. And then there's Tuesday, and then all of a sudden it's Friday. That's what it feels like. So, I'm not gonna find reason to complain. Okay. This is just an observation. Okay. So, what is your take? What is your input from that? My divine panel. Nine of Cups in reverse. So, we already know what the standardized version of happiness is. And it's our job to elevate that. It's our job to put more context into that. Do you want a fuller cup? Do you want to feel more of your day? Do you want to be more in your moment? Well, then let's go ahead and figure out what the Nine of Cups means other than the standardized version of it. What does it mean beyond boba and ice cream and, you know, sweets and whatever? What does it mean beyond pet videos, compilations of like pet videos? Like, what does it mean beyond being able to dust the house like once every 2 weeks or once a month, whatever whatever the regularity is? What does it mean beyond that standardized happiness? And for some people, it's like, okay, what does it mean beyond a Birkin bag or Balenciaga shoes? Like, what does it mean beyond, what does it mean beyond getting your nails done? So we're all at different levels of what that means. Like, so once you figure that out, life will change quite a bit. And yeah, I think I'm going to be more conscious of the way I spend certain things on certain things. Like I said, I don't realize it. I didn't even realize it until now. Like, should I say it? Should I say something? Should I be more detailed? Give me a second. My divine panel, you know what's right. Archangel Michael, should I say or should I just keep it vague? I don't know. Ace of Wands. Say, take the mic. You can. You're creative, Tina. People are going to understand your context. They're not going to, like, judge you for, like, some... And if they do, fuck that. It's okay. Let them judge, because they're going to judge before you even got to the mic, okay? So, Saturday, okay, after I did that exercise, I thought, okay, I'm going to be more active with the kids. We need to establish regularity, etc., and doing activities out of house, not just in house. And so we went for a bike ride, and so I was like, after that, we'll, I don't know, get some like yogurt or whatever, or ice cream. So we got the stuff, and basically that stuff is weighed, right? And I was like, oh my god, that's 3 cups of yogurt is $25. Are you? It's like, whatever, it's fine. I'm gonna like budget that towards the actual experience of like going out on a bike ride or whatever, because these certain things are basically free in our activities. So it's not like, oh, we have to go to, I don't know, freaking an amusement park or this and that in order to spend quality time together. So, $25, okay, whatever, that's fine, okay. But then you know, there are certain things where like we will want like treats if we're, you know, doing something else that's like project based. And so like you realize looking at, I just realized today, holy freaking moly, that like when you visit like certain apps, okay, I'm just gonna be straight up honest, okay? So when you go to fast food, there's certain sweets that we'll just isolate too. And so I have this stupid, no, I'm not gonna say, God, I have to be more forgiving of myself. I'm so sorry, Tina. But like I go on these apps, right? These fast food apps in order to get like the best option of like where to put like the sweets for the, you know, moment. And so I've got that figured out. But that's not even figuring things out. I thought we were okay, because I'm like, okay, well, what's cheaper than Starbucks, or what's, you know, not the kids, like my youngest one doesn't drink coffee or whatever, so it's like that doesn't work, does it? And so let me just boil it down. So we thought like the most cost savvy thing was McDonald's a McFlurry, because they have 50% off of that. So I'm like, oh, it's less than $3. Okay, we're fine. Okay, then we can do that. That's fine. And so I went to the grocery store last night, and whether or not it's on sale, the friggin' jug of ice cream, little tub of ice cream, which has become smaller, but whatever the frick, is $3. How the fuck? What? 25 down to, I don't know, 7 or 15 at one place, you know, accumulated to get, you know, ourselves treats. And then, or $7 or even less than $3. Like, what? And then, what? So that just blew my mind. So the levels of happiness, getting back to it. So instead of doing that, I'll find more economical ways than even just like the tub of ice cream. We could do better than that, okay? But like, I would rather use that money for going out for the next massage, because it's been years since at least 5 years. And so, you know, just figuring out what happiness is, and life will change. It'll become more healthy. I promise you, you'll be so much happier. So figuring these things out now, like on a smaller scale, once you like figure out those things and you're resourceful with those things, like it speaks a shiz ton to when a shizload of money comes in. A shizload is it's already wealth in the practice, Tina. So when you put that into play, doing good. Okay, I'm already doing good with the awareness, but like I learned that a little late. How come I was not aware of it before? I think sometimes when you're around a lot of distractions, it's easy to kind of bypass what's obvious. So that's what they wanted me to be honest about. Yeah. Yeah. Because when there's these opportunities, I might just dive in there and work myself to the bone. And I might be getting a lot of money for it, but at the same time, it's like how much would be enough to be like, oh, Tina, you can take a break now. You know what I mean? I need to start establishing that now. For me, when I take breaks, it's like, oh, my creative juices need a refresh. Like when it becomes, when I get slower to my output, I'm like, oh, must be time for a break. I should be able to call it before that time happens, you know? So that's how I am on a norm, calling out my breaks. Yeah. I mean, it's good that at least I see something is flawed about that right now. So yeah, there's that. All right, Manifestation Monday. What's up for me? I'm starting to feel sleepy again. Yay! That's triumph right there. Okay. Ooh, damn, it's the Empress. It's the Empress. It fell right on the lap and it didn't fall right through. Bottom of the deck, 10 of Wands. I'm holding all the magic. It's a lot of responsibility. Judgment in reverse. And what's behind that? 4 of Cups. Okay. King of Wands. So, Tina, you confiscated all this magic that was thrown at you. Okay? It's great. So you got all this magic. Wonderful. That's wonderful. But it's kind of, you know, up to you as far as how you want to use that. And again, they're just saying, just go. Just start. Just do it. Just start. Something. Yeah. And I don't know. Sometimes I like you get stuck in like, so I gotta figure out what they mean by this. Karma. They're not going to tell me what it is to do. They're not. Look, or maybe they will, just not right now. Yeah. I don't know. What's the top of the deck? 4 of Swords. Get some sleep. That's what they're saying. Yeah, I feel kind of stumped right now. I don't know what the frick they're trying to tell me. Because look, you got all the magic, Tina. You confiscated that. Awesome. You're a little sacrifice to it, but like kind of like bait. You got it still. Don't worry about it. This is the Karma card. This is Judgment. It is in reverse, and it is pending. It could also mean, in its flat sense, if like there's some other cards context tied to it, it could mean bad karma. But I don't get that here, you know? 4 of Cups, though. That's kind of like jaded. So, but this is, again, we talked about this being the chosen one card, meaning that's your personal integration as to, like, the most obvious choice. And it's just picking yourself up, dusting yourself off, and then going with that. So this is the hesitation part, and there's some kind of hesitation here, and I don't know like what they mean by that. Like, do they think that I'm hesitating, like I'm stuttering here? But then I couldn't be stuttering because it's the King of Wands here. That's ultimately confident in how you communicate, how you put your, you know, this is putting your right foot forward. And so there's some kind of I don't know. I don't understand what's how to get to that. But Eight of Wands, like, they're not going to tell you. They won't tell you, Tina. Or they're about to tell you. So I'm just a little confused here as far as what... I think it's kind of... Whatever's going to happen is already viewable in plain sight. You know what I mean? It's... I don't understand. So, I think, like, I don't really need to do anything right this moment. Because something's about to happen, but I'm supposed to take the most obvious choice. It's not a trick question. Nobody is that dumb to offer me a trick question. You know what I mean? Like, at this stage, I am pretty darn sure that nobody is stupid enough. That would not just be foolish and irresponsible, but that would be hella dumb. To be offering me trick questions on this. So you can stand confidently in that obvious choice, Tina. We don't have to say it any further. We don't need to emphasize. Like, it should be very, very obvious. So I'm like, okay. Six of Wands, victory. See? Like, Three of Pentacles in reverse and the Magician. Yeah, there's some kind of like bibbity-bobbity-boo. You see? This is kind of confusing here because it's the Three of Pentacles in reverse. That's like broken contracts, in a way that's like broken partnerships, broken jobs. There's something about that, like disintegration. This is or this could be an upcoming job or upcoming, you know, it could mean that. So, but coming after the Six of Wands, that's upcoming goodness, you know. But that, how I know that for sure is the Magician right there. So it's like bibbity bobbity boo, and then like there's a sprinkle of like pixie dust or whatever, which is this disintegration. You know, it's like a magic act, like make this disappear and then make this, you know, make this scarf disappear, but then this bunny rabbit comes out of this like hat, you know. It's kind of like that, even better. So that's what's happening there. Strength in reverse. Why I got strength in reverse? So I think this is just this is a weird test. This is such a weird test. I don't think many people get to this point where it's a test. This is the fun part, like the Hogwarts version, like Harry Potter version. Like, they're putting my magic to the test to see how, like, practical it is in its applications. Like, I'm not going to use it for, like, oh, what are the winning lottery numbers? You know what I mean? Like, it's not like that. Yeah, it's not like that. This is different. Remember, so they're saying something again, pointing back to like special ops, you know? And so this is treated very differently. I don't know, it's weird. It's so weird. Like, I'm a mix between several worlds here, so all right. Okay, since I'm supposed to go night-night, okay, what are my takeaways? Being the Empress, I'll take away 3, okay? First off, do we take the top? Let's do it. Ace of Cups in reverse, yeah, so it's, again, the trophy cup. That's great. Okay, so, what's my divine takeaway number 1? My Manifestation Monday. The Fool card in reverse. Again, see, again, so that is being objective. They're saying to your truth, but also to your path. Like the road ahead You just be objective to it. Because again, you're between several realms, like several portals, you see? You're, there's a reason, there's a multi-purpose, like many reasons why you're not just the key holder and the gatekeeper, but you stand between portals. Like, you're not just there stationary, Tina. So just be a little bit more open-minded, okay? Okay. I can do it. I can do it. I've done it before. Takeaway number 2 for me is what? Knight of Pentacles. Deliverance. Also the Messenger. Okay. That's great. Okay. And then, so I'm not just a teacher. I'm a delivery person. Does that make things better? I don't know. But at least I know I'm getting the job done. You know, I'm delivering. Okay. 3. What is my third takeaway for my Manifestation Monday? It is Queen of Wands in reverse. So I keep taking away the wands of the do-batters that could do better. But again, all of these 3 steps here, from stationary to, okay, let me show you. From stationary to walking to sitting down. Those are all objective. Hangman stance, which is looking at things not so, what do you call it? Clinging on to them. And so you get added perspective on your journey, Tina. And as the delivery person, like, you're not judging the message or who it's going to or who that person is or like the context between the two. No, you're just delivering the message. You're objective to it. It's like, it's fine. And then also with your magic, Tina, and your creativity, your fire, your passions, etc., etc. That's the perfect way to protect it and to grow it as well. Because not everything is what it seems to be on the surface. Like, people are not how they portray, like, not everybody is how they portray themselves. Like, not even half of what they are on screen. So you just got to remember that not everybody is like doing it how you're doing it, Tina. And that's fine, because everybody has their own prerogative. It's just more like, people think that when you get up on here, when you're presenting to a crowd, you are supposed to be someone else. Like, I think I find it incredibly humbling when I visit more recent videos and I'm saying like a lot or using certain slang, because it reminds me of my initial days when I first started, and I realized, like, I thought that was a hindrance to people actually listening, and that's not the determinant. I mean, that could be an explanation, but that it would be so narrow-minded to assess it in that manner, like a singular piece of like what's wrong with you, you know, and or what seems to be the problem. So, what do I want to say about that? Just because people appear to be magical because of their creativity doesn't mean that they're ethically on the same page with you, Tina. So the more that you care for other people with that blind spot, I would say it's kind of like ignorance is bliss. And so I have to be mindful of my own ego in link with looking at how I apply my passion, those energies, that creativity. I have to be a gatekeeper of who I want to work with. who's on the same level. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. So there's that. I mean, because from what my readings are telling me, I'm going to be around a significant range of people, and a lot of them will be already established, will have a lot of money, like echelon energy, and some are echelons without, having all of that flash. So, and that's preferred. That's how they choose it to be. But, I can't, what they're, guiding me, to, how to conduct myself around those energies, so that I'm not like starry-eyed and like easily codependent, like automatically giving someone more worth than my own. Yeah, because they're already showing me where's that Empress card, that I am the Empress. That was a primary energy. So yeah. So again, objectivity. That's just the name of the game. That's how to be a true player, Tina. It's playing the game ethically, so thus on your own amended terms here. That's it. That's it for now. I don't feel any more tired than I was starting, so I don't think there's any energy drain. I think I'm gonna pull some cards after, but I think that's it for now. So thank you for all donations, only in and of light and love that reciprocate equally. I call back all my energy, power, essence, strength, gifts, etc. From those who intend, generate, how do we say this? From those who generate, cast, call upon, bring, or any variation thereof, ill will, intent, and or entities, to pass through the white light of the Holy Spirit and Archangel Michael's blue flame for cleansings, for blessings, reformatting to love and light energy, which Shaka so very much choose. Yes, to be refortified in me. Only me, hassle-free, no doubt, with no attachments, except for all bonus points included. Thanks so much. Okay, upon closing the portals in this reading, I send all energies back to their appropriate locations outside of mine, with their appropriate karmas due, assisting with a sequence of roll out in light and love. I close the portals in this reading